Blessings, beautiful, amazing, radiant tribe. It is Karina, and in the service of wanting to serve you with this light above my head, like I mentioned yesterday in yesterday's live, I thought I would come with a quick video, and it needs to be quick because I have a 9 a.m. class, so I'm going to try to keep this to 5 to 10 minutes about how to saddle your anxious mind in just a few minutes. And so you'll need for this just, a piece of paper and a pen. And this is something that you can do today. If, especially right now, right, there's so many changes happening. My kids are now out of school. I was just talking to my sister, and her kids are out of school. And a lot of us are really, we might be scrambling and trying to figure out, reconfigure our lives as these rapid changes are happening. Wow, what a difference from like Monday to today. It's Saturday, and I know we're all going through it, right? So it's so good to remember the collective and that we are all going through this together, right? And that we can take a nice deep breath in and just allow yourself to arrive fully here in presence by being in your body. These tools that I teach that help us really unhook from fear and tap into the unshakable peace that's within are practiced and accessible. It's not anything that is impossible for you. Believe me, do you see the candle in the background? Isn't that nice? Believe me, if I can do this, you can do this. Because I do, as I mentioned yesterday, I have a pretty busy, kind of anxious mind myself. And it's the reason that I started meditation practice, and it's the reason that I do this work, because there are actual real things you can do to transform that. And so no matter what your particular makeup is, peace is absolutely possible for you, even in the midst of all of this. Right? And so the breath is so important. Being embodied is so important. So being in your hands and feet, being in your belly. I mentioned this in yesterday's live. Go back and check that out. And the video that I did the day before as well, to help you tame your fear. Because life is now. And no matter what's going on externally, you have life right now. And there's no need to waste it on catastrophizing thoughts or letting your mind take you into dark corners, which it will do when fear is active. And it's really hard in this environment not to have some trepidation. I feel it in my own body, energetically, right? We're all experiencing it. And we are all intimately interconnected, right? So, hey, welcome. So just remembering, first of all, be kind to yourself. Be patient with your process. Be patient with all the feelings that are coming up. This may be working out really well for you. I had a client yesterday who was like, this is awesome thing for me, because my sons are home from college, and it's so great for her. So, it's like, the experience we have with all of this is really dependent upon absolutely how we view it. But then we also just want to be compassionate for the really natural fears and anxieties that get kicked up around stuff like this. I don't care how strong your practice is. This is hard. Seeing all of these changes and going through all of these shifts. It can be unsettling, and we can have feelings of, a lot of insecurity and a lot of fearful thinking. I mean, gosh, my mind, I've been tracking it, goes to all kinds of places. And so if you tend to be like a head-centered person, I have to check the time. Okay, I'm good. If you tend to be a head-centered person, meaning like me, like you have a bright head center, you think a lot, you might be a book lover, you're cerebral, you love, I don't know, you kind of, or the geek. And I mean that with so much love, but, you're heart-centered, but you're also your mind is very active. I can think of many of my clients who would say, yeah, that's me. This practice is really helpful for that. And so it's really simple. And, it involves a journal or just a piece of paper and a pen. You can do this right now. Why not, while you're watching the video? A lot of us are home more than we've ever been, or we will be, right? So we have opportunities to take the time for things like this. What a blessing, really. As you do this, be in your breath, be in your body. And then I want you to just tap into, if you are experiencing anxiety, if you are experiencing fear, you're going to write down this journal prompt and you're going to say, what I'm afraid of right now is. What I'm afraid of right now is. So you're going to write that prompt, right? And do it now with me. Okay, and then you're just going to free write to that prompt. And that means just like anything that's coming to your mind. I'm afraid that, and it can be really ridiculous, and it likely will be. Don't judge or censor what's coming through, because you're being affected by it. You're just unaware of it. The reason we're doing this is to bring it into the light of awareness so that we can actually get our rational mind, our prefrontal cortex online, and start to discern, what's a true threat and what's just fear-based stories that are going to ruin my life if I keep spinning it, right? I mean, time is now. Life is precious. And so this really matters, this work, that you do this. And so write it all down. Take like 5 to 10 minutes. You can set a timer. And then when you're complete with that, you're going to distill it down to, you're going to underline, okay, so what are some beliefs that I'm having right now? I'm believing that something bad is going to happen, right? That's a belief that is in the collective right now that you might track through looking at your notes. I believe, maybe there's something in your life that's unrelated to all of the chaos going on with the coronavirus. I believe that my partner is going to leave me. I believe that I'm going to run out of money. I believe that, so there's these beliefs going on, right? So just write in a simple sentence and put the part in front says, I believe that, and then write the belief down. Okay, really simple. And then take a breath with that. And you'll already start to feel better when you do this, because you're starting to get clearer about what's going on, right? When we get clearer, we feel better. And now we can start to ask the question, looking at each one, is it true? Is it true? Is it true that I'm going to lose all my money? Is it true that something bad is going to happen to me or my family? Is it true that this is the worst thing that's ever happened? Is it true that, I'll never find love? Is it true that, so ask yourself, is it true? And if it's kind of maybe, well, I don't know, it could be, then it's a no. Your ego wants to stay in the terrain of gray. The ego loves that playground. Let's just be clear. There is a voice within you and within me that wants to keep us in fear. There is a voice within you and within me that is not trustworthy. And it uses opportunities like this to attack. So we're having a lot of mind and heart attack, not literal heart attacks, but, being lost in emotions that are fueled by fearful thinking, by catastrophic thinking, by negative thinking. They're intimately tied together. So make no mistake, be aware of that voice within you. It's in there right now. And it tells you things like you'll never change. It tells you things like, well, this really could be true. It tells you things like that. And don't trust it. Because a lot of the time what happens is we believe that voice to be the truth, and it's not. It's not a wise sage. It ain't your friend. Okay, so we need to learn to have a relationship with this inner voice that isn't adversarial, but you're not buying into its bullshit. You don't need to argue with it. And this is another class for another time. By the way, I am doing a class so that you can find freedom from fear. It's online. It's 12 weeks. We meet every week live online, and it does include a session with me. And it's a very good rate. I'm pricing it an affordable price. And so if you'd be interested in hopping on that with me, we're going to start very soon, because I realize there's a need for this right now. People are home and they're getting lost in their stories. And so, you might want to get on that, because we're going to do practices like this. So I'll leave a link in the comment section below for that, for you to contact me to get more information. It's very new. I haven't even I'm going to be getting the landing page up in the next couple of days. And it's totally affordable. So take me up on it. You're going to be really served by this. If you need to find freedom from fear in this time, then, support yourself. You need to be supported. We all do. After you ask if it's true, And if it's maybe, then we know it's no, and then I need to hop off of here. Then you need to ask yourself the question, now, how would it feel if I didn't believe this story? And let your nervous system recover its natural balance. How would I feel if I didn't believe this story? And what you'll likely feel is relief. And then you want to marinate in that feeling of relief for several minutes. And then the next question, the last question is there any action I can take that will help? Is there anything I can do, anything useful, proactive that I can do? All right, so we're starting to bring in the prefrontal cortex, and we're starting to work with the mind instead of letting it run us, which is hugely important in finding freedom from fear and finding freedom from habitual overthinking and negative thinking. If you want in on the Freedom to Fear 12-week course, it will be all online, weekly classes, live classes with me, and then also a session with me a month, affordable price. Then email me. I'll leave my email address and the link below, and then I'll get you more information on that so you can sign up. It's going to start soon because there's a need for it now. All right? Sending you so much love and many blessings. Namaste.